That is it. It is done. It is fixed. We are good to go. All right. When in doubt, reboot. It always seems to fix it. 99% of the time. Ah, works good when you are calibrated correctly and lubricated. All right. I think this works. I don't know what the caption's gonna be, so let's. We're done with the caption. All right. I am for sure we're gonna win an award for these shows. Practice, practice, practice. My biggest problem that I have is I can't be consistent with my approach to the camera. You know, I am not a good actor. I am not good at hiding things. If I am tired, I will be cranky. If I am well fed, I will be happy. Amazing how many times I just screw up with the layers and I just get just line work on layers that just end up making more work for me down the road. Again, practice. Mm-mm. Not. Alright. What I'm doing is I'm kind of cleaning up the palette. And I probably should save it as a template. It probably would be smart for me to save it as a template. Ugh. There it is. So many relics. I call them relics. Relics are things that end up where your line work ends up on the wrong layer and you don't realize it till maybe about 3 or 4 weeks down the road. Oops. Those are relics and they're annoying. Let's make sure it's clean. Mostly this morning we're cleaning up stuff. Ugh, there's still pen. I can tell what's happening is when I go to modify the pink box. All right, if I'm modifying the pink box or the caption, or it's actually the description box. Caption box is at the top. Description box is down there at the bottom. Title block is down at the bottom. When I'm going to modify the pink box, it's giving me. It should grab just around the box, but it's grabbing way off to the side, which means there it is. There's a relic. So there's a little tiny relic there, and I need to get rid of that. And there we go. Uh-oh. Make sure I don't lose the box. There we go. Now, if I do the Control T, oh, there we go. So now it's fixed. Now only the box, because now I can stretch. The idea is to be able to just kind of stretch and be able to modify the size of this description box as I need it. There's a relic there. What layer are you on? You're on the signature. Insane. Let's touch the signature. And okay, that layer is fixed. So today we are focused on cleaning stuff up. All right, now I want to clean out. Now I shouldn't have. I should leave at least something. That's where the caption text goes. I don't want to lose something on that layer because it's the easiest way to move through the layers I have found is using the enter the move command, which is V on the keyboard for the quick key is V, the letter V as in Victor. And I just push V and then I push on the line or the image or whatever layer it is that I want to get on, and I'm immediately drawn to that layer rather than trying to find it in the layer list on the side, which has its own handy things that it can do. But you want to be able to move quickly through the layers, and the quickest way that I have found is using hitting V, which is basically activating the move command, and then you just touch whichever layer or item that you want to. Like if you want to know what layer this, if I want to know what layer this signature is on, and I don't know what layer this signature is on, I can just touch it with the move command activated, and I immediately go to that layer. So it's a quick way to move around layers in Photoshop. So I call this thing the sinking temple. This image for this week is basically taken from a bunch of photos that I took on my trip to India, which was in, oh my God, 9 years ago. And basically, of all of the photos that I took, the one that kind of has captured my imagination the most, or at least, the story behind it is, that of this one temple, which is the sinking temple. Let me see if I can find a picture where it is sinking. Hold on a second. I need to find out the name of it anyway. So, images. So, here is images of the sinking temple. See if I can find a good picture of it where it is completely flooded. Here's a good image of it. It's kind of where the water is starting to come up. So that's the thing, is like every monsoon season, the river raises itself up, and basically this temple goes underwater. And kind of right after, I guess, the flood, and then every single, oh, here's a good one. That's kind of up, like people using it as a dock for their boats. It's crazy. Um, and the amazing thing that is, it's a temple that still gets used on a regular basis. It's a temple to Shiva, and it does lean at 9 degrees. It's sort of like Varanasi's Leaning Tower of Pisa. So it's the Leaning Tower of Shiva, and let me type that word. Ratneshvar. Let's kind of go back and see if we can. It's got a Wikipedia. So, it's one of the most photographed temples in Varanasi. Well, obviously, I'm not original. Well preserved, it significantly leans backwards. And its inner sanctum is generally below water most of the year, except for a few months during the summer. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna move that up here. So I have that. The temple is also known as Kashi Karvat. Kashi is the ancient name for Varanasi, and Karvat means leaning in Hindu. The actual time of construction is unknown. However, the priests claim it was built on an unnamed servant by an unnamed servant of Raja Mansingh for his mother Ratnabai about 500 years ago. It was construction, according to the revenue records, it was constructed between 1825 and 1830. However, according to Ratneshvarma, or the Cultural District Cultural Committee, it was constructed by the Ameti royal family. There are at least drawings by artists that go back to the 1820s. So that's pretty fascinating. So, I mean, the one thing that my work, pretty much all my work is about, is it's it's about exploring and understanding creation stories. And they can be either science, they can be religion, they can be philosophical, they can be bardic, they can be music, they can be art, they can be, anything, any form of creation that is about creation. So is basically what I am drawn to. And mostly I just kind of adhere to it the way that you would to a Terry Pratchett novel, trying to figure out which Terry Pratchett novel to read. And by that I mean, I'm just going with what is drawing me. And on my trip to India, this piece is kind of what drew me. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. I want this one to kind of be special. I wonder what. I don't want to throw it into the. I've been using the. Let's get on the right layer. I have been using the oil painting filter quite a bit. I need to start researching to see. I'm sure there's more filters. I'm sure you can make filters. I have no idea other than just picking whatever Adobe gives me. I need to really start exploring filters a little bit. Just curious. Let's see what oil paint does. I don't like it. I want something more pixelated, but then we're gonna try crystallize. Yeah, just makes it look 8-bit. Not that there's anything wrong with 8-bit. 8-bit just isn't gonna be the aesthetic that's gonna work here. I did find what layer are you on? The Shaka. Alright. I don't know what I want to do with this one yet. I might have to play with this one. Need to be on the image that I'm doing it to. Ooh. Interesting, but I don't like this sort of hard line that it's giving me at least closer to the aesthetic. I think I'm gonna have to put a bunch of layers because one of the biggest things about this experience was how thick the air was, how thick the atmosphere was. Like it was just steady, consistent default fog that kind of engulfed everything. And I'm trying to capture that. Dust and scratches are helping. Close. It's close. It's closer. It's a little bit better. let me copy this image. Let me clean some of this up. I need to get some of these other pieces out of here. The layers. Let's clean up some layers since we're doing cleanup today. Okay, so let's copy this layer. And we'll put this layer underneath. The raw original file will be at the bottom of my layer list. I also need to make the sky a little bit more creamier. That's where I want to do the layers. This is definitely going to be a 2-day one. I don't want to rush this one. All right, let's get the description panel done. Actually, first what I want to do is go to the layer that we copied. I want to at least that's the original. So radius is going one direction. This is how I kind of test filters. It's just what are the extremes of your envelope that you're in. So let's look at radius 1 pixel, and then now let's take the pixels to 500 and bring the threshold down to 0. And that basically does that. I have found more relics. See, look, if you look at this, here's a relic, here's a relic, here's a relic, relics. And what a relic is line work that has been put on the wrong layer. So we need to fix that. Zoom in. Okay, so there it is. Go down to the pixels. All right. Let's go back to this layer. And let's do the scratches. And then let's try the halfway point. Let's see what it looks like at the halfway point. That's the halfway point. Yeah, I don't, it's removing things and it's not working for me. Let's try adding noise. We look at 25%. I don't like that either. I'm happy with anything today. What does this do? what that one does. I like that. Hello. I like that. I like that. How can we adjust that? And what if we put a transparency over that with the other one? There. Okay. That's kind of taking it more in the direction that I want it to go. I like that one. Let's play with that. And that one was find edges. It's not giving me. The only thing I don't like is it's not giving me. You know what? I kind of like it. I'm liking this. I am liking this. Probably need to play and I mean we're looking for right now we're looking for the starting point. All right, so I'm gonna rename this. Layer 60% opacity. Let's bring this to 60. Okay. Row with dust and scratches on this. Okay. 50%. What is 50%? Five. Yeah, just trying to find a good starting point for this one. This is going to be a 2 day piece. And, it is of the Sinking Temple, which is a photograph that I took back about 9 years ago in the wintertime during my trip to India. And I've always been drawn to this sinking temple, I call it. I think they call it the leaning temple. To me, I don't know. Just there's something just profound about a temple that is being pulled into a river and it's still being used, and it's as beautiful as it is, as intricate and delicate as it is, and every year the water just engulfs it and then just recedes, and it's just the sanctuary is only accessible for maybe about 3 months of the year in the summertime. So it's yeah, I mean it's just the power of that, the power of the site, and just wanted to capture that. I like where this is. I think I need to. Next thing is gonna be to play with this in the sense of now I want to capture some of this air. I want to transform some of the sky into I want this 50%. Too much. Not bright enough. That's what we need. And I need to put at the opacity on this at 50%. Better. That's better. Okay. We found a new style today. I One of the things that I have found while I've been doing these since January is I'll get stuck exploring a filter for a few frames, and then I'll get tired of it and then try to break it up and find a different direction. And I really like where this is going because a lot of it is like doing the oil painting filter and doing the wind filter. You're dissolving the edges, but I think in this piece, um, the intricacies of the temple and the intricacies of the architecture and the perspective, it's the edge, the line, which is the most profound, and everything else, the texture and the color, needs to be subtle. And this temple is on an edge. It's on an edge between, land and sea. The river, the Ganges River, every year pulls it a little bit further into the water, and every year the people still come down, and it's there. It's a lot like the Tree of Life in Washington, where every time there's a storm surge, there's a worry that did the tree get washed out to sea. This temple, whether it's 200, 300, 500 years old, um, we at least have artwork that has been done going back to the 1820s or the early 19th century on this. So it's it's something that I'm drawn to, and it's just it's like one of those images in my head that has so much information in it that it can carry on so many different levels. With this, the ability, the understanding of temperance, the understanding of dedication, the understanding of nature and cycles, and um, just you every day you do what you're supposed to do. You do your dharma, and you do it, and one day it might be gone, but you keep doing it, and then when it's gone, you change. I don't know. So anyway, just my thoughts for the day. Um, that might be something that's good enough to clip. So I'll probably clip that. So have a great day. I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to probably work on another hour. I might give this 2 hours. And I'm going to play with it a little bit. And then tomorrow we will finish it up. I don't know what the caption is going to be. So we'll see. Maybe tomorrow we can come up with the caption. Anyhow,